Oh, I'm in a good mood. In the grind again. First try. Like what? And we melee that. Yeah, that's not a good angle. Yeah, 2 first. Maybe a 1, but 2 MK. That was the most brain-dead dash I've ever tried to make. Can't tell if something's off right now, or if it's just me not being good. Nice. Good capture. I think my game is lagging unusually. Maybe that was what... it's doing it. That's what's the problem. I'm noticing very mild slowdown. Is that 2 in a row? I'm gonna restart my game and stop editing the video, and hopefully that will fix it. What's up, fammy? Hope you're doing well. If it doesn't do it, then I will restart my computer. Yeah, you've been playing that. When did the open when the beta start at? For what day? Yeah, I don't see any slow frames, so I think it's fixed. Right at bumfuck hours more nice. So have you been doing nothing besides working and playing that over the past couple days? Actually, that's not true. I saw you were doing, Replay Showcase earlier. Okay, this is the attack I was noticing slow frames previously, and I'm not seeing it right now. Oh no, there was a stutter. A very small stutter. I'll just treat that as an individual stutter and not a... I don't know, my computer might not be happy with me right now. Because, like, the entirety of this attack is fine. First two thing in a few days. Well, you did something. And then you went right back to playing Virtua Fighter. Or are you working today? I think I'll go to Luna. I think, let's just want to keep practicing Alice. I'm gonna go to Lunasa briefly just to see. Because Lunasa tends to feel the slowdown more than Alice. But if it is a problem I need to use on my computer, then that's how I'll be able to tell. I guess we try HGS as well. That's probably an attack that will do a lot. Although I didn't notice a single problem there, so maybe not. There was a one itty-bitty spot there, but I don't think that was... Wish that would pop up my slowdown rate like it does with some other things. Let's try going to Lunasa real quick, because Lunasa is usually a good test for this. There, what am I doing? Nope, I don't see any issues, so I think we're good. I'm just gonna pretend it's not an issue and move on. It'd say I'm a 1 in a row in Alice. Come on, let's get my 5 in a row, baby. I wish it wasn't so dry this time of the season, this time of the year. This mildly irritating to the eyes specifically. Blue. Two Alice's in a row. Yeah, I said the dry weather is rather irritating for my, or a little irritating for my eyes. It also is for my nose. Although for that, I think I just need like some sort of moisturizer or something for my face. A lotion or something. Also, that was 3 in a row. Come on, let's go for 4. Don't particularly love being in the middle, but better that you're in the middle and survive the first way. Okay, and I mean, we throw it away. Hey, yeah, back to 0. No. Or I can't get to 5 without starting at 1. Hello there, Toaster. Well, once again, there's no runs going on yet. Still in the practice mode for the day, but it's going fine. I had a 3 in a row on Alice already. Currently on a 1 streak right now. Just trying. I'll get that 5 in a row Alice eventually again, and then I can move on to trying to do things against Lunasa. But even if I have not hit my big streaks, my Alices are going very solid as of recent, and pretty well today. Past couple weeks have not been as good, so I decided to step back and then redo my Alice grind, because I found myself forgetting what I need to do against Alice, and now I'm basically back to where I should be. But I want that 5 in a row to really say, boom. Really say I got it back where I want it to be. This attack right here is probably the attack that makes it the hardest to do that. Funnily enough, it's the very first and the very last attack that make it the hardest to do that. Next game, you on 1cc. Which game are you trying to 1cc right now? Forgive me if you've already mentioned it before. Oh, yeah, yes. Why am I up here? Ooh. This is not her final. This deck is the other attack that really kills you often. Like 90% of my Alice deaths right now are to this or her final. The next 8% of them in the moment are probably to this. And then the other 2% is probably to the other various things. It's weird how, like, front and back loaded these game's bosses are. Or this game's bosses are, specifically. Like, not going in on Letty, of course, but, like, Chen. What are Chen's most problematic attacks? You got her first spell, which is her second attack, and then her final. Alice, you got her first attack and her last attack. And honorable mention goes to her first spell, which is her second attack. You got the Prism River Sisters. What's the worst attacks? You got the second on, and the final. So again, the second attack and the final. Honorable mention can go to the first attack. Yomu's, similar thing. First spell, and her final. Very consistent how most of the bosses have their, in this game specifically, have the hard attack being like their first or second, and then their final. Yuyuko's kind of an exception, where the front half of her fight is relatively tame. Like, her first non has a bit of weirdness to it, but it's not a level that is particularly notable compared to the rest of her fight. Because Yuyuko's biggest problem is just her back two spells are tricky. I wouldn't even say they're, like, super difficult. They're definitely nowhere near super difficult, but they are definitely tricky. If Sumizume's bubbles weren't static, I think it could be harder, but I think it's it's butterfly bullets weren't static, I should say. Also, 3 in a row. I did that kind of wrong, but you know what? We recovered it. Play wide on this one. Make it a late kill, but the late kill is perfectly fine. No, it was a bit late. The Russians. I like the L spikes. It's just static enough that it's pretty consistent, but it's just random enough to still keep you on your toes. Come on. I should have gotten left. No, that was my 3-year. Back to 0. Well, I'm not usually after anyway. That's too much to the right there on the bottom. Uno! No, stop going up right there. What are you doing, bud? Hardest non in all of Touhou. I guess I should at least say the longest non in all of Touhou. It is a bit humorous thinking that even 2 Alice's back-to-back is still shorter than 1 Yuyuko. Two in a row. The Hori Dolls is really an attack that sometimes you lose because you get too ahead of yourself. Like oftentimes the best way to dodge is just to not move. Which oftentimes I don't feel like is the case for me, but like that attack is kind of an exception. Because, like, this attack has a line, right? Like, the lines kind of vary, but, like, there is always a line that I'm aiming to hit, like that. Or even this one has, like, a spot where you know you're going to stand, so it's not... The tricky thing I always struggle with Hori Dolls is I'm always trying to, like, move through the gaps. Like, get through, go to the next one. And sometimes that's optimal, but sometimes it's best just to stand still and let it go around you. I think the hardest part of Hori Dolls is reading when you need to sprint through the gap and when you need to stop. Because finding a gap in Hori is not that difficult. But the problem is, if you're too passive, and you're not doing that many cuts, you're gonna get pushed to the bottom of the screen, and that is how you get bullied. And you can allow her to do really bad things and just trap you at the bottom. That's why you gotta play aggressive, but if you play too aggressive, then you just find yourself run into a gap when you had no need to run up and you're dying. To be fair, most Touhou attacks could probably be said to having that category, but I feel like this attack definitely exemplifies that. The tips, the question is in what way, like specific, pattern strategies, or just in general? And I'm also going to ask you this, because, forgive me if you've mentioned this before. Also, that's 3 in a row. That's my third 3 in a row in Allison. Hey, that's cool. What difficulty do you normally play on? Are you a normal player? Or do you play on, hard or lunatic or easy? Because there's some broad things, but, there we go. You only play normal? Okay. I don't know how much that just me trying to say anything, but can't get my 4 in a row. I got a 4 in a row yesterday. Did you suck? That's here's the most important thing about normal in Touhou. It's called normal for a reason, because that's what most people play on, right? Very few people have the time and dedication and patience to sit down and play lunatic like this. And many people who do get burnt out and quit at it. Now, I've been streaming Touhou here regularly for 8 months now? A little over 8 months at this point? Getting close to 8.5. And I haven't fallen to the wayside yet, but you never know. But that's the first thing, because I started on normal, and I played on normal for months before I got my first 1cc. And that's the most important thing, is just patience, right? Be able to lose 1,000 times, so then you can eventually clear something once. When I first played this game, I played on Lunatic, I'll say that, but when I first played this game, I was bombing on... I bombed most paladins. I don't think I bombed this. The non right before this that I just did, I didn't bomb, but I sat there for so long routing that non out. And then once I did that, I felt so proud about it. When in reality, it's a if you can see me doing it, it's a fairly static, consistent on. It's not that difficult at this point. But back then, when I struggled a lot more, and I sucked a lot more, consistentizing that non was very much a high spot of this game. That's why that non is such a big memory for me. I have such a strong feeling towards it. That's the thing, because there's a lot of, there's 2 different levels of Touhou knowledge. / Touhou skill. There's individual game knowledge and skill, and then there's broad, Touhou skill. The broad Touhou skill is just how good you are at controlling Touhou. And that's what lets you carry over from game to game. Because before I started doing this grind, I went for Lunatic 1cc's in every game, and early on when I jumped from game to game, it was a lot harder. But as time went on, as I went from game to game, it generally got easier for me to get the 1cc, just because of that aspect. But in order to play at a high level like this, or not even that. What did I say? Play at a high level like this. But there's an individual aspect of, like, game knowledge. So the game knowledge in this attack that I built up tells me that I generally want to play to the top side of the screen, but I want to make wide and low cuts if the spread of her bullets, which is random, is too much. But I need to look ahead on that attack, because sometimes the spreads could trap you, so you gotta play real wide at times. You also can't go too high or too wide. So my game knowledge of, like, having played that spell probably multiple hundred times tells me that. But also, a lot of it comes down to, especially something like on Horror Idols, your game knowledge can only go so far, because at the end of the day, you're going to have to make just rough, instinctual dodges on things. Hell God Sword's another big one. Like, this attack is fairly static. There's a little bit of variability, but it's fairly static. So you can really just clear this spell really just with game knowledge. You don't need to be, like, super good at Touhou. But something like this, you're gonna have to have raw ability to dodge things. That's not just broad routes. Because of how varied everything in this attack is. I mean, there's stuff to learn in this attack, but that's the thing. Like, one thing that took me, I think that's 2 in a row? Or is that 1 in a row? I don't actually remember. Yeah, I don't remember. That's the point. But one of the biggest things that took me a while to get used to was dodging without holding shift, or without being focused. Right? So if you focus, it pops up your hitbox and you're slower. And oftentimes I'm dodging like that, but you'll notice there's many a times where I'm unfocusing, moving around as I go through things. And that's one of the biggest things that took a while just to get used to, that I kind of have to force myself to do, is just sometimes unfocused getting to your place, because when you're this slow, when you're holding focus the entire time, you're limiting the amount of dodges you can make. Feel like you don't bomb enough? Well, that is the thing. I think most people feel that. Like, I certainly felt that. I always never liked bombing, because I always wanted to, like, learn the attack. But I got myself in trouble, because, like, I always greeted my bombs a lot, too. Like, when I'm new to something, I didn't want to bomb because I wanted to learn the attack. But even when I'm doing runs on stage 5 on decent pace, I'd throw it away because, like, oh, I don't want to bomb. I'll wait to bomb. I want to, like, get the death bomb, and then I just mess up, and next thing you know, I wasted 2 lives without spending a single bomb. Imperishable Knight is a little weirder for it, because its death bomb time is so large, it makes it a bit more forgiving in that regard. But at the same time, because it can eat 2 bombs in that game because of how long it is, it makes it so that sometimes you want to prematurely bomb. last words in the middle of the runs. Yeah, well, as far as I know, is that 2 or 3 in a row? I really don't remember. I don't know how it necessarily works for normal in IN, because, like, I know on Lunatic, if you're doing pretty well, like, on my 1cc, I had no problems unlocking them, but for getting them during the run, but that's not always... I know it's a lot easier to unlock them on Lunatic than it is on normal in the middle of the runs, so... Yeah, it's collect the time orbs, and getting hit causes you to lose stuff, or to, like, fall off on time. But there are certain ways that you you can gather more time orbs. Like, that game has a weird, like, summon mechanic where, like, the bosses, where, like, enemies summon things, and depending on if you're human or yokai form, you kill things differently, and then you can, like, you can really min-max your time orbs, but I'm not that familiar with what the specifics... Oh, but that's where you panic. That's what you don't want to do. But I don't know I don't remember much about strategizing for time orbs. Especially because stage 6, I think both stage 6s, regardless of what path you go down, I'm pretty sure you automatically get the last words, no matter what. Yeah, I mean, you gotta be, I mean, that's how it works, right? Like, you gotta beat it with continues before you can even try to beat it without continues. First time I played this game, sure, I didn't bomb a bunch, although I did a bit. Even with all my continues, I didn't even get to the Alice boss. Step there. It's either 3 or 4. I'm gonna assume it's 3. Although I may have to look back to see if I'm proven otherwise. You can only fight Alice so many times before all the Alice attempts start blending in. Yeah. The only issue I have with, like, offering, like, game knowledge of Imperishable Night is it's been a long time. Like, Imperishable Night is the Touhou game that's been the longest since I played. And especially with knowledge on normal, I'm not that familiar with what that would be. Well, one thing I did a bit, I did this specifically in USD when I was, like, because I started with USD. I did this a little bit throughout some of the games. UFO I did this a little bit on too. But back in USD, when I was the worst, which I really took advantage of this, was I tried to learn the bomb timings on bosses. And this is one way that let me not waste my bomb, or, like, not, like, die stupidly with my bombs, was I would learn a bunch of attacks. Okay, how many seconds into this attack can I bomb that the bomb will kill? And then eventually what I did was I kind of routed my bombs, although that was a bit later. Oh! I didn't go right enough. I should have gotten another block to the right. I can't get past 3 in a row. But yeah, that was another thing that I did. I only did this in a few games. I didn't do this in all of them. But one thing I did, especially early on, was routing my bombs. Like, for example, against Remy, it was like, okay, I'm always going to bomb on Scarlet Meister. Like, there's no exception to that rule. Like, I didn't know at the time that it is one of the hardest attacks in all Touhou, but, like, regardless, I knew it was a very difficult attack, and I stood no chance of capturing it. So I always was like, okay, try to just bait the attack to the side, because it's a little aimed, survive as long as possible, and then make sure I bomb, because I'm always going to bomb on that. And then count out my resources. Okay, you know, on a given run, how many bombs and lives am I going to have? USD, it's a bit easier, because, like, getting them to a little more static. Something like a Perishable Knight, I don't know what the timings are for how many lives you get. Like, in even this game, I could tell you exactly how many lives I'm going to have on runs. And I could also do that math for bombs, but... That's how I got through UFO, because UFO was probably the hardest 1cc I had to do, and it's probably, regardless, one of the hardest 1cc's, if not. And I eventually just counted out, like, how many resources I feel like on average I'm going to have. Like, I just went back, looked at one of my better runs, counted out how many lives and bombs I'm going to have, and then walked through the bosses and was like, okay, I can spend this many on Kogasu, I can spend this many on Ichirin. And that was also a way to tell me if I'm, like, ahead or behind. Like, I think I would always, like, have Kogasu as, like, a 2-bomb. I think Ichirin was, like, a 3 or a 4. That's bomb/lives boss. But sometimes I would, like, piss the bed like that. Sometimes I'd cap something and not end up bombing and be like, oh, I'm ahead. I have one extra bomb that I didn't account for previously, and then sometimes I'd die with the bomb and be like, well, I'm now behind on resources. And then you know if you have to play more aggressively on attack or not. Not everyone likes routing out like that. It's not necessarily something you have to do. I have just... a magnet to them right now. I just gotta remember to keep playing really wide on this attack. I always try to go too much to the middle. Thank you for good luck, I appreciate it, and have a good sleep. Remember, you gotta get... that was stupid. Remember, you gotta get back in the grind tomorrow. Grind never stops, right? You do not need to tell yourself that. But I'm beginning to get a bit too deep into Alice today. It's about time I take my Alice break. Yeah, I think that's a good spot to take my house break. I'm gonna go pee real quick and then do some runs. Okay, Chen. I'm coming for you. I have this really annoying scab on the underside of my nose, and it really bothers me. Oopsie whoops. This time, let's make sure we don't kill her immediately here. There we go. 1 off of max power. What a shame. Okay, now we can say I can check. Ooh. Bit of gross one. Vertical waist chin. That's what I like to see. Come on. There you go. There's well, that's the right. There. Spent all my energy on Alice earlier. Come on, let's lock it. Let's try to get something going. Oh my gosh. Goo goo. Like the lowest amount of border I've ever had going into Letty. By Letty, I mean Cheerio. That was stupid. Ooh, I still got them all. Oh my goodness. Come on. the new daily PB. Good look around. Jen! Red goes left, blue goes right. Cap. Nice. Played really well on that one. She also gave me a pretty tame movement. This theme. The yellow away from the right caught my attention too long. No. It may end up being a slow day today. You know what? That is fine. I will take my triple Alice's. Glad I'm back to the point where I have a large amount of optimism going into my practice and attempts. Oh wow, that was 1 off max speed. Right and left. Damn, look at that verticality. How beautiful. That was such a nice mid-spell from Jen. The generous one. Hello, Jen. Always a stressful spell, but gotta love when you're 2-0 on the day. What else? bun bun. Oh, whoa, that was not the most family-friendly wave she's ever given me. But ultimately, perfectly fine. Okay, Dallas. Go back to the middle. Very well done, non-1. Ended up going further to the left there than I had to, but as long as it's where the comfortable spot is, you should probably play there. The most comfortable Kyoto dolls, but stage 4. Come on, Lily White. Yeah, this stage is so long. Isn't this the second longest stage in all of Touhou? Oh, I drifted too much! Man, that was such a good lineup, too. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Lunasa. Please don't kill me with your non 2. Or non 1 for that matter. Yeah, it's a bit low on these waves. Probably gonna be a resetter. Yeah. Take our chunks. Still a good day. Still a good weekend.